Welcome to the Not My Forté podcast. My name is Amanda. I am your host today. We're going to be talking about what group fitness is and isn't. Today, I am joined by one of our wonderful clients, Madison. Madison is an avid Pilates goer, goes at least once a week, if not more, right?
I do probably 2 to 3 times a week. And it used to be 4 to 5 times a week. And
Spicy.
yeah, it's addicting, honestly.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. The more you take a class and you start to the endorphins after, and then when you start to feel those muscles like that you've worked that you like didn't even know you had, it's like, I'm going back. I want more of that. You know,
it's kind of that like toxic ex. You just can't get enough of. It's like, it hurts so good.
You got to keep going.
You got to keep going back.
Yeah.
No, I love it. As an instructor, one of my main goals is to, I always say this when we're doing like leg work, like I want it to hurt when you walk up the stairs tonight when you go home. Like
it does.
I want it to hurt when you have your hands on your steering wheel in your car tomorrow afternoon. Like I want it to be spicy. I want you to feel the burn. I want you to want to come back.
Yeah.
And I guess that actually leads into a perfect introduction to what we're talking about, what group fitness is and what it isn't, and the expectations that clients might have for group fitness classes. And so on my end as an instructor, I'm just going to talk about the difference between group classes with 15, 20, 25 people in them versus privates or smaller private events with maybe 5 people, one-on-one, with form corrections and everything. And I think the biggest difference between group classes and a private class is the ability to ask people what they want to focus on, what they want to work on, what they feel is good for them. And with group classes, you can't really do that. There's 25 people. Everyone might have something different they want to focus on versus a small group or a private might be able to go, ooh, I want to do a lot of arms today, or I really want to focus on abs, or like I did a leg day yesterday. Can we do really light legs? It's like, great, perfect. But that isn't always the same. You know, for some people, leg day might have been yesterday in a group class and the other half could have done arms and the other half could have done cardio. And so everyone wants to do something differently in a group class. And that's really hard as an instructor sometimes to exceed or meet everyone's expectations that they have for a group fitness class, especially in a shared space. And while most of the time the energy in group fitness classes are amazing, it's great being able to be an instructor and I bounce off the energy of my classes, sometimes I have flat days. And so have you as a client ever had expectations going into a class that maybe weren't met or weren't necessarily exceeded and you're just kind of like, that was okay? And how did it affect the way it made you feel afterwards in your workout or anything like that?
I think, uniquely when it comes to a group class, I have a specific perspective in the way I think about it, in that I actually didn't like working out before I started Pilates. So I actually started Pilates searched for a place because of the fact that I actually didn't like working out. And I was like, I've got to find something. And so I think from being somebody who searched and tried to go to like a gym and do like a regular workout and things, I just actually I like the solitude of being alone sometimes, but I think the energy and feeding off of people in a group class after I had tried Pilates was just like something unique and motivating to be able to like have that. So I think overall, like personally, I don't have crazy expectations to put on a class. Some people might. I just find that there's always differences that we can find in these different classes with different instructors, different music, different cues, and different ways to even cue. As a Pilates attendee for now like 3-4 years, like there's always something different. And so I don't think anything wrong in any class could like deter me from coming back to a class, because an instructor could totally have an off day, or somebody in that class might need more help than I do. I probably did at one point, and it can always just be different. But I think that's like the beautiful part of it.
Right.
I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. It's like, it's a shared experience. I think the way that when you were talking about it, I was like, it's almost like compromise.
Yeah.
Like, you're going into it with a bunch of different people, and you know that maybe not everyone's on the same fitness level. Maybe not everyone wants the same things as you do. But that kind of becomes hard because not everyone is like you, where they're so understanding of that.
Totally.
And as the instructor, you know, we're balancing a billion different things. I'm making sure that people are in their proper form. I'm making sure that the music is good, that the heat is on, especially in the hot studios, or the AC is on, and music's loud enough, my mic isn't glitching, and there's a billion things that we're multitasking on our end that can affect the way that somebody views the class. And so somebody might think I'm distracted because, oh, my music's cutting out, and it might be messing with my flow. And at the end of the day, they might leave a review saying, you know, speakers are crummy, instructor had a hard time dealing with it. And it's like, yeah, like maybe I was just not expecting that today.
Tech is gnarly too.
Oh,
like
God.
A speaker glitching, something not connecting, a microphone not working. Like it's not like you wanted to do that. It's not like that was your intended situation.
About 2 weeks ago, I had a class. I was lying on my side on the opposite side of the room in a side plank doing side lying leg work. And all of a sudden my speaker cuts out and it just sounds like an air horn.
Oh, no.
I thought the fire alarm was going off. I froze. Fight or flight, I froze. There was no fight or flight. I sat there. I was like, is the fire alarm going off? Do I have to evacuate all these people out of the studio right now? I don't know what this noise is. I don't know what happened. My front desk, she ran over. She turned off the speaker. It stopped. I was like, okay, cool. It wasn't a fire alarm. I have no idea what that was. Turned it on. I'm shaking. I'm sitting here like, hold your plank. Like
what else
I don't know
do?
what you do. Like, let me go double check and make sure a fuse didn't blow. And it can be hard because it's like, I want you guys to get a good workout, but sometimes unexpected things happen. And then that can affect your experiences on the class. It can affect also I might be frazzled after that and be like, oh my God, is the air horn sound going to come back on and blow everyone's eardrums out? And so those are the hard things, but it's like, that's a funny story now, but in the moment it's like pure panic where you're like, oh my gosh, is everyone okay? Are we all safe? Is something happening? And then just being like, let me make sure that doesn't happen again, being worried that maybe the next class it's going to happen. And then it was fine. Like, turn the speaker back, literally on and off button, reset. Nothing happened after that. I was like, oh, okay, that was just an awkward moment.
Like, don't mind that.
Don't mind.
Back to it.
Just ignore it. Pulse your leg. We're going to pulse you for 5. And so it can be really hard though, because that might deter someone's experience with me. They might go, she didn't handle that well. And so I guess one of my big questions for you is, as a client, how, especially someone who's been doing Pilates for years now and takes multiple classes a week, how has your opinion been reframed when it comes to seeing how different instructors might handle different unexpected situations, especially in a shared 20 plus person class?
Yeah. Again, I feel like I'm pretty mellow. However, there has been, or is always going to be, some things that happen or specific moments, like you were saying, like if like the speaker goes. I was in a class recently and like the music was super low, and I don't know, like she totally could have been having like so many things going on in her brain. So many things could be happening. We never know like what's going on. So when it comes down to that, like in my head as a just an attendee of the class, like I could totally be like, okay, that's a little hard to do my workout when I'm like, I can hear everything. But immediately like she's able to go like fix that, turn the music back up a little bit. And it doesn't ruin the class. It doesn't like, it changes things a little bit, but it's like, you're still in it to get that workout. And it's at the end of the day, it is really small. And as long as like, it's not like she didn't notice it, you know, she's able to, you're always able to fix that stuff. So I do think reviews can be helpful if something isn't easily brought to their own attention. But I do think that sometimes it can be a lot of expectations put on one person to be leading that class. And so overall, I think that there's plenty of things that could go wrong, or plenty of things that could be tweaked a little bit. But personal preference is like, some people might not be able to handle super loud music, or some people might not, it might stress people out too much. Like there's just so many at the end of the day things that not only does the instructor feel like they need to be dealing with, but also like 20 people in the class. Like it's an amazing experience to share that energy and like motivation with each person. Even if when you're taking a hot mat Pilates class, like I don't usually do hot mat Pilates. I actually am such a reformer girl. I try to challenge myself and put myself into something different. And I did just take one the other day, and having more people than a normal reformer class, like everything was great. It was just, might not be my personal preference, but I went and put myself out to do something different. And the energy was great to watch different people be, I'm like, oh, they're fully able to push through this. And I'm sitting here like, okay, if they're doing it, I'm doing it. I'm going to totally like their motivation kept me going. So at the end of the day, I feel like nothing can really break that down with a little glitch or something happening when you're really like there to work out. You're there to get that.
Yeah, that's kind of funny that you say that, because I think reformer and mat are two very different worlds. Reformer, there's half the class, if that, maybe a third sometimes. I mean, one of our studios has 8 reformers, and mat classes here, there's 26 spots plus an instructor slot. And so there's almost triple the amount of people, and it can be a completely different experience when you're able to get different hands-on corrections, different movements, more instruction, versus maybe watching me. I do the full workout with my classes because I want to know what they're feeling. I want to know what they feel like, how it feels for them. I want to know, have we been on our wrist too long? Have we been holding this plank for way too long? Does this hurt me? If it's hurting me, maybe it hurts them. And I know that not every instructor is like that. A lot of the other instructors will walk around, they'll do more form corrections. I tend to just do the whole workout and do more verbal cues. And if something is really wrong, I'll get up and I'll walk over and be like, hey, I really need you to like fix your form here. I want you to protect yourself. This could potentially injure you. Right. Or I don't want you to fall. Something could go wrong. Versus reformer, when I teach, it's a lot more hands-on correction. It's a very different world between the two different oh my gosh, what's the word called? 2 different forms of Pilates.
Yes.
Well, I know I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine with me. Some people might love my classes. Some people might hate my class, and that's fine as long as I showed up and did what I could do. And I mean, I have bad days and good days. Everyone does. Sometimes I'm going to be late for work, and that sucks when people come from an 8-hour work day and they go, oh, Pilates is how I unwind. And for me, it's the start of my day, and something could have happened. I could have had a doctor's appointment run late and I'm rushing to get here. Once I had an emergency vet appointment. I had to take my cat to the vet, and I didn't want to bring my cat to the studio, so I had to drop her off at home.
You're like, here's our cat.
And like, be like, here's the cat. There's no litter box. If she pees in the room, I'm so sorry, guys. But it's like, I had to be late because I'm not going to bring my cat to a 90-degree hot Pilates studio. Life happens. But that can affect how people take a class. Maybe they had a crummy day, and it's like, oh, that's just the cherry on top. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, that's the end of their day. And so it's always different for everybody. And with that being said, every person vibes differently with every instructor. People are going to find instructors they click with, their music they like, the moves they do, the cues they give. Every instructor is different. And I guess that's the nice thing about taking so many different classes and seeing so many different instructors, that over time you learn what you like and what you don't like in a class. But it can also, I think, affect how.
Yeah. I think it's really helpful and cool having the different handful of instructors at the different locations, that cross locations. Like, I think that's the beauty of it, is being able to find that those group times and people that you really vibe with. I also think that it's what gets you out of your own like normalcy, like trying different people, different instructors who have their different cueing and their different specific little sets. It might be a couple things workouts that I really enjoy, and I'm like, ooh, sideline work, like I love this, or arm work, not my strong suit, but I need to challenge myself. And some classes might be heavier in those things that I'm like, I'm not going to do this on my own. Like, that was me and abs. Me and ab work, not best friends, but I like thrive on it now because instructors throughout the years have like really focused on it. And I think that no matter what little things, again, mic things, like technical difficulties, running a couple minutes behind, whatever it might be. Like at the end of the day, we're here to do a really great workout and to have that little community. And I think we're all human. Like those little things are going to happen. If that's really something that's going to deter somebody, then like it really does. Like we all have the freedom to choose the instructors of like that we vibe with more, and that you'll be more forgiving with, or that's not going to be a big deal. It shouldn't be a make or break thing that makes somebody not enjoy Pilates.
Right. I think that's a really important perspective, is making sure that everyone tries or gives things a couple different tries. In a weird way, when you were talking about it, I kind of want to say that sounds like dating.
Yes.
It's like, maybe the first date was kind of weird, but like, I'll give him another shot. I'll give it another try. Like maybe it was just a really bad day. And then you realize, no.
Yeah,
we're just not
vibing.
And that's the same thing with like classes and fitness. And like some people might love Pilates, some people might love yoga. Some people love listening to the slower music. Some people want the upbeat, fast, clubby cycle, heart pounding.
Not for everyone.
Workout, but it's
for some people.
Different for everybody. And I think that's the really big difference between group fitness and more individualized or smaller classes, is that when you go in, you have to be able to be like, you know what, I might not hit what I want to hit today, but I'm still going to get a workout in, and maybe it's a good workout. Maybe it's not my favorite thing we do, and I'll come back next week and it might be different.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. Or I'll try a different instructor and it might be different. With that being said, the difference between group fitness and what it is and what it isn't, I guess we'll wrap up there. My name is Amanda. I was joined by the lovely Madison today, an avid Pilates goer. You can find me teaching at Forte and Core Sunday through Friday. I teach 6 days a week. I teach here at Forte hot mat Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. I teach non-heated mat at Fountain Valley Wednesdays and Fridays. I teach reformer at Huntington Beach and at Costa Mesa on Mondays and Thursdays. You can find me at either of those studios. Come see me anytime throughout the week, and maybe you'll catch Madison in one of your classes, since she seems to go all the time. So she sees you all the time, even though I've never had you in one of my classes. But it's because reformer and I'm Matt. So
now I have to go and book one.
You gotta see. You gotta see the chaos that happens when my air horn siren goes off.
I'm ready for it.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.